Hi everybody, I'm Tim from troutandfeather.com, and as you can see, I am in beautiful Iceland. Listen, I've been here for 7 days fly fishing. It's been absolutely exceptional for Arctic char and big wild brown trout.
Hi guys, my name is Eidur Kristjansson, fly fisherman with Fish Partner here in Iceland.
Yeah, he is an exceptional fly tyer. He has his own YouTube channel. I'll put a link to that down below. We're gonna pick his brain. We're gonna talk about some fly fishing tips if you're coming to Iceland. Stay tuned. When you're traveling somewhere new, I don't care where it is, it can be overwhelming, especially overseas to Iceland. Now, my first recommendation is going to be really simple, and this isn't a tip, this is just a recommendation. Reach out to an outfitter, reach out to a fly shop, reach out to some friends, get some information, just try to get all the specifics on what you're attempting to do. Once you have those, build in these fly fishing tips that we're going to give you, because these tips can be a lifesaver for all of you when you're in Iceland or when you're traveling anywhere. Let's jump into your first tip, then I'll kind of comment about my own experiences. What do you got?
Iceland is an island in the Atlantic Ocean, so it's a good thing to have, on mind. It gets cold here. It's not like, it's not like the North Pole.
Yeah.
Don't let the name fool you, Iceland. But bring your base layers, because if you get too cold, you don't have extra clothes, it can ruin the day. It's better to dress warm, to be able to remove layers, enjoy the day on the water.
Yeah, that's perfect. And you know what? It can definitely be kind of a game, almost a mind game. What should I have for the day? And I can tell you, we're here right now, end of July into early August. My daily attire involved long underwear, pants, then my waders and my wading shoes. I was able to get by with waders that were waist highs, not chest highs, till we got to the lake, then that changed. But then for the tops, it was like constantly, I was always juggling something. I had a base layer, then I had maybe one of my Steos shirts. I had a raincoat, I had a jacket, I had a vest. I was constantly just taking stuff off, putting them on. I kept my extra stuff in a backpack. By all means, bring that stuff, but really dress for the weather, because it's constantly changing. You could be wearing a t-shirt in the morning, a raincoat in the afternoon, and then bundling up in the evening. Great first tip. It's something that we kind of take for granted if you haven't been here yet. So let's get into fly fishing. So whenever we're in Iceland, the main species that I fly fish for has been Arctic char and the brown trout. I love them both dearly. We also have salmon here. Let's give them a tip that relates to fly fishing for all these things.
Rod choice, rod weights.
Rods, okay.
I'm a trout fisherman. So the heaviest rod I have is a 6 weight. In Iceland, 9 foot 6 weight is your 9 foot 5 weight. We go a little bit heavier because we have quite a lot of wind. So a 6 weight is really good for almost all trout fishing in Iceland. For the huge brown trout in Lake Þingvallavatn, maybe an 8 weight.
Okay, that's perfect. What about salmon? How does that kind of factor into all this?
We have big rivers, you need spey rods to cover, but a lot of salmon fishing can be done with a single hand rod as well.
Okay, is there a specific weight you'd recommend for salmon?
8, probably,
So go with an 8. If you think you're gonna get into some big ones, maybe go up a size, but you'll be kind of comfortable there. All right, perfect. I'll share my own experiences this week. I brought 3 rods with me, and it's perfect because we didn't talk about which rods prior to this. My first rod is one that I used a lot more than I thought I was gonna use. A 10-foot 3-weight Hanek rod for Euro nymphing. And I used it. Those Arctic char and brown trout put a nice bend on it, but I landed them. I don't think I broke off a single fish fishing 5.5X. Now, it's because it's got a lot of flex to it. That was a rod that I used kind of in special situations. We have wind in Iceland, 9 foot, 6 weight. I brought a Moonshine Rod Company. It's their Vesper series. It crushed it all week. You're probably looking at a picture of this 24-inch wild brown trout from a river. I fished a giant articulated streamer. It was awesome. It was in the micro canyon. Nice. I landed it on that rod. Then we got to the lakes and we expected to throw our 9 foot 8 weight, but the wind wasn't too bad. So we ended up throwing the 9 foot 6 weight. Some people had 9 foot 7 weights. I think somebody even threw a 5 weight a little bit with dry flies. So it was really a variety, but I'm with you. I mean, the 2 that you can get by, 6 weight, 8 weight, you're ready to ride home.
Definitely.
All right, we've given some really great tips so far. You have one more exceptional one for us.
Yeah, so Iceland, it's a special island, volcanic island in the Atlantic Ocean. Iceland tends to end up on a lot of bucket lists. Don't make it a bucket list destination, because a lot of people make the mistake. I'm going to travel to Iceland just so, I can say I've traveled to Iceland.
Check it off.
Yeah, it's like almost comes, especially for trout fishermen, addictive. You want to come back. You want to come back.
I've come back twice now. I'm hosting trips here. This is just an exceptional place. There's something that's just so addicting about these Arctic char. They're like bulldogs in the water. And then you fish for brown trout in rivers, in streams, in lakes. You have so many options in Iceland. And it's weird because when I first came here a couple years ago, we fished what we thought was a ton of water. Yeah. And then we realized we didn't touch anything, like nothing. We fished nearly all new spots this trip, which is wild to know that. Like we've completely just really explored so many areas, and we're coming back again. I mean, whenever you're fly fishing yourself, what do you really like to specialize in Iceland?
Arctic char is my fish.
Yeah.
I love the Arctic char. The trout get a lot bigger than the char. The trout give a bigger fighting, the jumpers, and But the char, there's just something about the char. I love the char.
All right, perfect. And if you look down below in the description of this video, you will find that I previously interviewed him and we have his favorite flies to use when fly fishing for Arctic char. Yeah. All right, we won't give those away now. We already did those. Hey, the last thing I want to mention before we wrap this up, as I mentioned, I do hosted trips to Iceland. We use Fish Partner. In my mind, they're the #1 outfitter here. But I do want to say, and be very clear with everybody, if you can't come on a hosted trip with me, please still reach out to me, reach out to Fish Partner, because they are there as a resource to provide you with the best possible experience when you're here. My first time I was fly fishing in Iceland, I had a friend that was here too. And it was really cool. He's like, hey, I'm in Iceland. I'm like, great. And he's like, I'm fishing too. I'm like, awesome. Who are you fishing with? It wasn't Fish Partner. Oh. So after like the second day, I'm like, hey, how's it going? He's like, oh, I got a couple of fish. And I couldn't tell him how many fish we caught because we had an exceptional second day. Not every day is like that. They're not. But I can tell you Fish Partner is going to put you kind of in that position. But I want you to know, going back to that bucket list, that's one of the reasons why we come back. Fish Partner's made it that way. So thank you. Great. As we wrap this video up, I have to thank Eidur very much for doing this, being on this with us. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. No problem. If you have a specific question, how can they reach you?
Definitely hit me up just with a DM on Instagram, Eidur Kristjansson. I'll answer everybody.
Awesome. And if you cannot pronounce or spell his name, which I know I'm butchering it, look down below in the description. I'll have his Instagram down there. You can reach out to him. If for some reason you can't figure it out, email me. I'll get you in contact with him. Yeah. So thank you everyone for watching. One more time, thank you so much for doing this.
No problem, Tim.
And I hope to see all of you soon.